comes to talk. And I'm standing on the balcony of my stateroom on the Celebrity Ascent. And this is the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. Man, oh man. Isn't this nice to wake up to? I slept with the balcony open all night. And that's right. You guys are the stowaways, since you're not here with me. I want to talk about Trump and the judges. I just read a very interesting article in the Gateway Pundit this morning. Oh yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? Welcome. So I told you guys I'd be checking in with you from the cruise. The internet is courtesy of Elon Musk. We're using the Starlink Onboard. Oh, it is a beautiful morning. And this is the same coffee I get at home. This is 4 shots of espresso in this coffee, but I'm going to get another one. Only difference is it does taste better and you don't have to pay for it. Well, I wanted to talk about this. I read a very interesting article, which I did post on my ex, Brian Craig Show. It was a very long article, but it was so brilliant and beautiful, this article about Trump and the judges. So, these judges obviously are out of control. I mean, you know, Trump is not a former president. He is the sitting president of the United States who's taken an oath to protect the United States from enemies both foreign and domestic. And the United States, these first couple of months, we are in of the second Trump term. Now, they didn't say this in the article, but they had a way for him to handle the judges, which I'm going to get to. But what's going on right now with President Trump in his second term in these first couple months, and no one has framed it this way, and but this is how I look at it. For 4 years, the United States was invaded by a very violent army of barbarians, right? These gang members, these rapists, these murderers, traffickers of drugs and children and women, and you know the whole story, right? We've been invaded for 4 years by these barbarian hordes. And what's going on now, the deportations, it's also it's an offensive action by the United States. What I mean is, we were attacked, right? And the loss of life from the southern border invasion is a greater loss of life than on 9/11. I mean, I don't know how many people are dead because of that, because not just the murders, and, you know, but you've got the drugs, you've got the traffic accidents even, right? So many. I don't know how many Americans died in the last 4 years because of the invasion. This is President Trump as commander-in-chief. He's deployed the military to the southern border. This is a, well, thank you. Thank you, Chef. I look 20 years younger. I appreciate that. And I did sleep in. I've been up an hour. I got up at 6 today. I was up till about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I don't know. When I was live streaming last night, I ended the live stream. I went to bed right after that. So we've got an offensive action of President Trump, the commander-in-chief, who's taken an oath to protect the United States from enemies both foreign and domestic. And he is removing the invading army from our country. I mean, that's how I view it. Do you guys view that? So anyway, the Gateway Pundit has this article about Trump and the judges. And this is what I thought was amazing, because they were talking about how does Trump handle the judges? This Judge Boasberg is more corrupt than Mershon. I mean, this guy, he's gotten 4 of these Trump cases. Give me a break. I mean, just on the face of that, there's corruption going on. but his daughter is with this pro-illegal immigrant group and all this stuff. So, I mean, he's just as corrupt as the day is long. So, in the Gateway Pundit article, what they said was Alexander Hamilton wrote about judges, and they shared everything he wrote about the judges. And Alexander Hamilton, he said, ignore the judges. He said, Alexander Hamilton, he said it in many more words than that, but he said, ignore the judges. They can make pronouncements, but they have no authority to enforce them. They can make judgments, but they have no authority to enforce them, nor are you required to listen to them. Just because they make a judgment doesn't mean the whole country and the president is going to change based on what they're doing or what they judge, right? And what I like about it is because Alexander Hamilton, the liberals, Alexander Hamilton is the one founding father the liberals love because of that Lin-Manuel Noriega, you know? So since they have the Hamilton musical that they celebrate constantly, to use Alexander Hamilton as the source of how to handle the judges is makes it a little bit better. But that's true. I mean, you know, screw these judges. Who do they think they are? They're not the president. He's the president. He's the commander-in-chief. We've been invaded by really terrorists. I mean, you know, these gang members, they're like ISIS or Al-Qaeda. You know? And there's also this myth. You know, I saw someone just said checks and balances. There's this myth that we have 3 branches of government that have equal but separate powers. That's not true. They're not equal. No branch of government is equal to the executive branch, to the president. He is the most powerful by far, and that's just the way it is. And because the president's so powerful, that's one of the reasons we have term limits, right? You mean to tell me that unelected judges with lifetime appointments, that they're equal in power and authority to the president? I don't think so. Or members of Congress that have no term limits. Some of these people are there to 2,000 years old, like Nancy Pelosi, okay? You're telling me that someone like Jasmine Crockett or AOC are equal to the president of the United States? I don't think so. So, no, there are 3 branches of government that have some separate, different powers, but they're not equal. And that's a bunch of crap. That, you know, you hear that a lot from the Congress, right? Because they want to feel like they're equal to the president. They're not. So I am making a vlog for the entire week. Okay, so when I'm back from the cruise early next week, I'll upload the vlog for it'll be one vlog for the entire week cruise. I started filming it yesterday. And I brought a bunch of MAGA hats. I got the one I'm wearing, and dark MAGA I wore last night to dinner, formal and all. I've got my gold MAGA hat, my orange MAGA hat, the mugshot hat, my white MAGA hat, and then the one under the mugshot, that is has the American flag on it and says, "Let's go Brandon" on it. This is a 7-day cruise. But here's my view. And I had this open all night last night. I slept with this open. And I slept so well to the sounds of the ocean. I was talking about this on the live stream. I was up late last night with a few people from our group. And I was Gary, who's in our group, and he's been on almost all of our cruises. And he and I, we were in the club. There's the nightclub on the ship last night till, like, I don't know, whenever I started live streaming. I just left him, and we were he's American, but he's from England, and he ran into a a couple on the cruise from England, and we were talking to them about what's going on with the Islamic takeover of England, and it is just so sad. And we were talking to this was really upsetting to me. We were talking to this couple from England last night after we met them in the they were in the audience for the Broadway show they had last night, which was amazing. This incredible musical. And they were telling us that the Muslims that have come to England, it's like with the Democrats here. They're completely set up. They don't have to work. They're totally on the government dole. Their housing's paid for. Their kids are taken care of. Their food's taken care of. They have nothing. And he said, now this is what I did not know because I had not seen any reporting about this. I was in shock. He said they have a big homeless veterans problem in England. And so while these Muslims are coming there and getting set up on the dole, they have veterans of the British military living on the street penniless. And that is I told him, I said, that's an embarrassment, that's an embarrassment. We don't have, in this country, people think, oh, we don't like these European countries. We don't like their governments. It's the people of the world get along well. The globalists don't want us to get along, but there's a bond of the English-speaking people around the world under MAGA and Trump, right? The United States, the Canadian people, the Australian people, the people of the United Kingdom. And I told him, I said, I have not seen a single story, because I told him, I said, I follow a lot about what's going on in the UK. I haven't seen a single story about homeless veterans. He's like, no, you won't see it because the media over there. And that, I don't know if there's anyone from the UK in the live chat this morning. That is an embarrassment, not just to England, but to the world. I mean, British veterans living in the streets, it's just like in this country. See, these globalists that Trump is removing from power, because that's what he's doing, they want the people to be poor, they want people to be dependent on them, and they want us hating each other. Oh. See, with the globalism, what happened with the globalism, the corrupt politicians in the United States after World War II, it started with the Marshall Plan and NATO, and they woke up one day and said, hey, all this money we're stealing from the U.S. government, we could take this on a global scale. And if you watch Doge, what Doge is coming out with, Elon Musk and the Doge team, they talked a lot about it on that incredible Bret Baier interview that Elon and Doge did last week with Bret Baier, that these billions of dollars are being sent out every day. Nobody knows where the money goes, and there's no accountability for it. These geniuses on Doge, they cannot even find where the money goes. It's a mass money laundering campaign, and my guess is it's easier for them to steal when it's out of the country than in the country, but then they were giving the $2 billion to Stacey Abrams. So... But the globalism is ending. I mean, the second term of Trump is the beginning of the end of globalism. Right? Tesla gets military contracts. President Trump they do not get military contracts. Rachel Maddow ran with that story. It was totally made up. The United States military does not use electric vehicles. I know they wanted to have electric tanks under Biden, but no, that's a fake news story about Tesla and military contracts. Fake news story. Rachel Maddow reported that fake story. And she even, believe it or not, it was so fake that she even had to do a retraction. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And today I'm out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. I did take a picture of where we were when I woke up this morning. You'll see it, and I posted it to the community section here on my channel. We were off the Bahamas when I took that picture. We're heading to the Dominican Republic. That's our first stop. Oh, yeah. Guys, next year, come with us. All right? Come with us. Next year's cruise is going to be incredible. And it is priced very well. It's a very affordable cruise. I can't tell you about it now because the people that are on the cruise, they get first dibs at it. But we just have a great time. No, there's no, now there are SpaceX certainly done a lot of work for the military, but those contracts were going on during Obama started the deal with SpaceX. See, the Democrats used to like Elon until he caught them stealing from the U.S. Treasury. And what do you think about it? When the Doge team were on Bret Baier last week, and they said that the U.S. government only has one account, one bank account, and everything's paid from this one account. He said the other day it had $800 billion in it. Doesn't that seem like a national security risk? What if some cyber hackers stop that one account that funds everything, And all these leftists, I want you to think about what these Democrats are arguing against, right? Deporting, murdering rapists from our country. They're opposing doing that. They want to keep the murderous rapist in the country. They want to keep the drug traffickers and sex traffickers in our country, the illegals. These deportations that are going on of the students from these left-wing universities, these are not students. This Korean girl, this Syrian guy, these are not students. They are enemy spies that are here to cause division and incite revolution in our country. You can't, like I'm going to the Dominican Republic tomorrow. I'll be in the Dominican Republic. If we went down there and started fomenting dissent and revolution when we got off the ship, do you think the Dominican Republic would put up with that? They'd say, get back on your cruise ship. You're getting out of here. So this idea that these people get these visas or they get an anchor spouse, right? Like some guy from Syria, he comes, he marries some American girl. Oh, I'm married now. I've got an anchor spouse. And they could go here and foment revolution and spread it. At Columbia University, there were Jewish students who said that they had to hide that they were Jews to walk to class. What is this, 1933 Germany? At Columbia University? You can't come here from other countries on a visa of any kind or get yourself an anchor wife and say, I can sit here and organize a hate group and a revolutionary group and support terrorists and terrorize Americans. You can't do that. You're out. You're deported. That's it. That's what the Democrats want to keep here. But, when the Democrats are really going to have trouble, a lot of people are asking, well, where's the tax cuts? Where's the tax cuts? President Trump and Mike Johnson, believe me, all these tax cut bills are coming, but they're timing it for the midterms, okay? And they'll have the first round with the no tax on tips and such before, but what President Trump's ultimate goal is to eliminate income tax. And we're going to go into the midterm elections with the Democrats arguing against tax cuts for the hardest working Americans after Doge has exposed all this government corruption where they're stealing quadrillions of dollars. I know that's not a real number, but the money they're taking is so large the human mind cannot even comprehend the amount of money that they're taking, from stealing from the federal government. So after Doge has exposed all this government grift, how can they say, well, we can't afford tax cuts? Well, we can't afford tax cuts, but you guys can steal quadrillions of dollars from the U.S. Treasury forever? I don't think so. Of course we can. So that's what they're doing. It's amazing. And Doge every day has cut $2 billion of government waste a day. $2 billion a day. Think about that. $2 billion. This cruise ship cost $1 billion that I'm on, I think. So 2 of these a day. Every day. Even on Sundays. It's amazing. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. So make sure you subscribe. Yeah. For people just joining, I'll show you the beautiful ocean. Isn't that beautiful? This is aft. This live stream is brought to you by Elon Musk because I'm using Starlink internet, which is what we have on the ship. I know, it's absolutely beautiful. That's the Atlantic Ocean. If you want to know where I am, I posted a picture in my YouTube community section there, where I post things. I took a screenshot on iMaps of where we were when I woke up. That was about 6 a.m. We were off of the Bahamas somewhere, and there's a dot there that shows our location at the time. Oh yeah, this was great. I slept with this open all night. You don't have to keep this open. You can shut it and have complete silence, but I sleep with it open every night. This is the Celebrity Ascent that I'm on. And I'm on board with a great group of people who are a mixture of people that listen to me on the radio and a lot of people that watch on YouTube. There's people from all over the country with us. A lot of people you know from the YouTube chat are on board. No, Steve's here. Steve Kane is on board. He's having a great time. He's with his wife and one of his sons. I know. And I've got the cabin all to myself, which is, you know, my daughter's not with me this year. She couldn't make it. Well, yeah, so I posted that article about Trump and the judges from the Gateway Pundit on my ex, Brian Craig Show. It was a very long article. You got to scroll down pretty far to get to the Alexander Hamilton part, but it was beautiful. And I know Trump reads the Gateway Pundit. Yeah, welcome everyone. So that was just an amazing article. But how? I mean, you know, I want you to. I mean, ask yourself this. You know, obviously, Democrats and Republicans throughout time have been opposed. You know, the Democrats, what they're opposing is the saving of the United States. You understand this, right? All these things that they're trying to maintain, the government grift and theft from the Treasury, keeping the illegals that are rapists and murderers and drug and human traffickers and all these things. I don't have to go through a list. You guys know. But the Democrats have always been trying to destroy this country. I mean, you know, the Democrats launched an insurrection against the United States government. It's called the Civil War, right? They launched an insurrection against the United States government, tried to destroy this country, and they were defeated by the Republicans, led by Abraham Lincoln. And the Democrat insurrection to bring down America never ended. Didn't you get that? That's right. They're still trying to bring down the United States. But they're going to lose. And this is our first cruise since Trump won re-election, right? You know, and I've been wearing my MAGA stuff the whole time I've been here. I've been on the ship since, I don't know, 11:30, noon yesterday or so I got on board. And I've had one person that got a little triggered last night. This lady got a little triggered. We have a code name for our group. It's kind of a joke that I came up with. Our group is called, because we have events all over the ship. You'll see it on the vlog. It's called the Friends of Don, right? Donald Trump. And the Friends of Don. And I know. But everybody on the ship already knows us as the MAGA group, the Trump group. And I've been running into people all over the ship. They love Trump, except this one woman. So our group is called the Friends of Don. So when we have a private event, there's a sign up that says Friends of Don. And it's just a little inside joke because and I got this idea a couple cruises ago. Cruises, there's a lot of alcohol on cruise ships, right? Every cruise that I've ever been on, for every cruise line I've ever been on, but I've not been on all the cruise lines, but the ones I've been on, they have AA meetings every day, sometimes more than once a day on every cruise ship, because people that are alcoholics that are traveling, there's so much alcohol served, they have AA meetings. And they're in the ship schedule. But most people don't even know about this. But they don't want to say AA meeting, deck 12 at 3 p.m. It's called the Friends of BW. So if you're ever on a cruise ship and you see in the schedule Friends of Bill W, yeah, I've got the schedule here, Friends of Bill W. That's the AA meeting. Let me get the schedule for today, see if I can find it. So this is the schedule for the day. Let me see if I can find it. But it's called Friends of Bill W. It's on every cruise ship there is that I've been on, and that means AA. So we had our meet and greet last night where our entire group gets together the first night so we can go over the week's events. And we had a private meeting room right outside the theater. And the theaters have 2 shows every night. It's like Broadway. And there's a sign that says Friends of Don. And people are coming out of the theater, and I'm standing outside of the meeting room with our travel agent, Ian, from Cruise and Travel Depot. And this lady comes out and says, Friends of Don, that must be the alcoholics meeting, she says. And I said, no, it's Friends of Donald Trump. It's a meeting of people who love President Trump. This woman got so triggered. She started getting twitchy. She's like, you like Donald Trump? You love Donald Trump? She was doing this. It was so bizarre. She's like, why? Why? It was hilarious. And her husband said, come on, get out of here. Let me see if I can find the meeting. I saw it earlier when I was going through the schedule. So that Friends of Bill W., I kind of came up with the Friends of Don as a play on that. Let me see here. You can see there's like a million things to do, and I circled the things that I want to do with our group today. You see some of the things are circled. Some have lines next to them. But other than the one woman, everyone else has been loving it. Let me see here. Now I won't be able to find it. I saw it earlier. Now I can't find it. I just saw it right before I was streaming. Friends of Bill W. Oh, I just saw it and I missed it again. Hold on. Here it is. Friends of Bill W. meet at 3 p.m. today in the Cypress Room on deck 4. Okay. You see, Friends of Bill W. So I thought, why don't we call our group Friends of Don? And everyone, it's kind of funny, little inside joke. So, but it's no secret because we're got our MAGA gear on. Oh man, but I'm having a great time. So I went over the schedule. Some of the things we're going to do. There's well, we have dinner. We have early bird dinner. Yeah, Friends of Don. It's funny. I like it. I know. We have dinner early on every cruise. We do the early bird. There's different dinner seatings, and the reason we do that is so we have the night free. So we actually have dinner at 5:30, which is early for everyone but me, but my schedule. So some of the things that I have here on the schedule, tonight we're going to go to the Broadway show together at 7:30 in the theater. There's an event with the captain at 9:15 p.m. We'll go that together. At 9:30, I'm going to round everybody up. The comedy show. There's a lady comedian tonight. The comedy of Monique Marvez in the theater at 9:30. So we'll go to that. And then after that, at 10:15 p.m. is the silent disco, which is always a lot of fun. But then there's stuff to do throughout the whole day, like live music by the pool at noon. I'm going to go check that out. I'm making a vlog. So next week when I get back, I'll upload the vlog to the channel here. You guys will get to see all this stuff. So there's live music at the pool at noon. I'm going to go to that. And there's also a duo that are pretty good that have live music at noon somewhere else. So I might go to both of those. And then at 12:45, back to the pool, the DJ. They have a really cool DJ who's got poolside beats. I'll go to that. And then I'm going to go to this. They have very fancy stores on board. And they have all kinds of cool events. So I'm going to go later this morning. They have there's a Rolex store. Now, I'm not going to buy a Rolex. But at the Rolex store, they've got a presentation about Rolexes and the new Rolexes. So I'm going to go to that. I'll go, if you want a Rolex, go to William Youngerman's. He's got a bunch of Rolexes that are really good prices. But I'm going to go check that out. There's an art auction at 11:30 this morning that I'm going to go to in the art gallery, but it's a champagne art auction. I'm not going to bid, but I'm going to go for the champagne and watch the art auction. And then there's also there's a diamond store, so they've got a diamond event. I'm going to go check that out. But tonight, the comedian, the Broadway show, and the silent disco we'll do after dinner. So we got a great time. So every day you get this long schedule, and then you get it the night before. See all the things there are to do on board? And those aren't even our private events. So that's always fun. So welcome. So I told you guys I'd be checking in from the cruise. I did some videos last night, but I got to tell you, the great Elon Musk, okay, since I was on previous cruises, I wasn't able to live stream like I'm doing now. But they all use Elon Musk's Starlink. And since the last cruise, I don't know how many hundreds and thousands of Starlink satellites that Elon has launched into space, but I'm using Elon Musk's Starlink internet for this live stream. And I'm out in the middle of the freaking Atlantic Ocean here on the balcony of a cruise ship, and I'm able to have this great live stream with you guys, courtesy of Elon Musk, right? I mean, I want you to think about it. We have the Albert Einstein of our time, Elon Musk, who is a genius to the infinity degree. He's the richest man in the world, the richest man who's ever lived. He's got this great Starlink internet that's allowing me to talk to all of you good people out in the middle of the freaking ocean. And he's MAGA, and he's working for us to help us and save our country. And these Democrats are hating on him? I mean, look at this. Thank Elon Musk for this stream. Yes. I mean, look at this. I know, Elon's amazing. All my live streams this week are brought to you by Elon Musk. Well, you know, Elon, did you guys watch the Bret Baier interview with Elon, the whole thing? On the second night, because it was Thursday and Friday, what's the temperature? I have no idea what the temperature is. I didn't check, but the weather's perfect. But so far as the 14 kids, on the second night of the Bret Baier interview with Elon Musk, he talked about how our populations are decreasing. The childbirths are down. We need people to have 14 kids. Like Elon. I thought he had 14 kids because he's so brilliant. He wanted to spread his DNA to have more brilliant people in America like him. That's maybe part of it, but the main thing is he believes that we need to have more babies. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, thank Elon Musk for this live stream. Exactly. The ocean's beautiful. You know, last night I did this live stream, and every cruise, you know, the first night, on every cruise I go on, and I've been going on cruises since I was 18, so since 1989 I've been going on cruises. And I got into cruising because when I was young, a friend of mine worked for a cruise line, Norwegian Cruise Line, and before I was married and I was young, he got free cruises. So I used to go on cruises with him for free when I was young, and we just had great times. And I love cruising. It's not just fun and relaxing, but I'm staying in a 5-star hotel with Michelin star meals, with great entertainment, with great people in our group. And once you're on board, everything's included, right? I mean, you got my card here. It covers everything. Drinks. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want. You know, some of these cruises, I've spent $0 on them for a whole week. Once you're on board, it's amazing. But on every cruise I go on, I talked about this a little bit last night, but the first night, I always go as far forward as I can go on the ship, because the first night, like now, we're steaming fast to get to the first destination. That first night, the ship's going like full speed on every cruise, because they want to get to that first destination. The first destination is usually the furthest away. And the reason I do that is what I was showing you guys. If you watch last night's stream, and this just amazes me how dark the ocean is. And I'm on a big old cruise ship that has lights all over it, but you look out at the ocean, it's a sea of blackness. You can't see a damn thing. And I think about all those early explorers on those tiny little wooden boats, you can't even call them ships, they came across this dark ocean. They didn't know where they were going, you know, and a sea of darkness to go over here and settle our great country. And liberals hate them. They hate those guys. They think they did something so bad, and those were some brave guys to be doing that. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what people did to settle our great country, and there's just no appreciation for them. But I appreciate them. Oh, it's amazing. No, I'm with a great group of people that watch on YouTube and listen to me on the radio. It is calming. I mean, this is what I slept to all night. I had the I can close this window, but I keep it open at night, and you just got these beautiful ocean sounds all night long. It is so. I slept like a baby last night. Can you hear the waves? Yep, it's our MAGA cruise. I love those sounds. Nice. Oh, man. So anyway, if you missed the beginning of the stream, when I'm done, go back and watch it, because I was talking about how Trump can handle these out-of-control judges. Hey, I wouldn't mind a third term for Trump. Trump's really, a lot of times, if you follow this third term for Trump, if you follow Trump since he came down the escalator, he says things that the media and the left laugh at all the time, and he's always proven to be right. In the first campaign, as an example, there were two examples in the first campaign. Remember when Trump came out of Trump Tower in the first campaign and said, Obama's spying on me? And they laughed at him. They laughed. He was. And they found out. Or I like people that don't get captured, about John McCain. Oh, they were having meltdowns over that, And then people started looking into John McCain and what a creep he was, right? And how he got all those guys killed and burned on the aircraft carrier and all of that. So when there's a long list of things. So when Trump says something like that, or I want to annex Greenland and make it part of the United States, or I can have a third term. And they laugh. And you look at this, the third term. What President Trump said, the Constitution says cannot be elected for a third term. Doesn't say you can't serve a third term. It says you cannot be elected to a third term. So there's some loopholes where he could be president for a third term. And when he first started talking about, you can't be president more than twice, and then Trump comes out and says, no. It says you can't be elected to a third term. It doesn't say you can't be president in a third term. It just says you can't be elected. So there's some ways around that. And now people's like, yeah, that's true. When President Trump says something, because the media and the left hate him so much, they just blow off everything he says. Like, everything President Trump says is very well thought out. He's 10 steps ahead of them with everything he says. Right? That's right, Robert. Robert just said it. Advanced Trump ticket. That's right. That would be amazing. A Trump Vance ticket. Now, if you're new to my channel, guys, make sure that you subscribe, all right? My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. A Vance Trump ticket. Well, the country's so messed up, we could use a third term for President Trump. Oh, man, I'm looking at these waves out here coming off the sides of the ship. They're beautiful. This is the celebrity ascent that I'm on. You can look it up online. This is the newest ship in the celebrity cruise line fleet, and it is beautiful. This is the third one of the ships I've been on of this class, and this one is just knocks it out of the park. I've not even been to the whole ship yet. It's so big. I've only been maybe through about 10 or 15% of the ship I've seen so far. Yeah. Well, like I said, next week I'll upload the vlog of the entire week. Absolutely. Jesus always first, Mike. Absolutely. This is great coffee. This cup of coffee has 4 shots of espresso in it. It's my first coffee of the day, and it really woke me up. I ordered it, and then this lady took my coffee by accident. She ordered a regular coffee, and she took my coffee with 4 espresso shots. And so if she drinks that without expecting it, she is going to be filled with energy. She's going to be bouncing all over the place. I'm used to it, so it just wakes me up a little bit. I got my tolerances up for the espresso. Yeah, I'll show you guys the ocean again. And remember, this live stream and all of my live streams this week are brought to you by Elon Musk, since I'm using Starlink Internet. And this is the second or third cruise that I've had Starlink on. But this is the first one I've been able to live stream on, because he's put up so many more satellites. Yeah, tomorrow, it just is, tomorrow we're in the Dominican Republic. We're taking a catamaran, which is a sailboat, to go snorkeling and hit some dive spots. I don't dive, but I snorkel, so we're going to be doing that tomorrow. This is aft. I don't want to show over the edge because I don't want to lose my phone. Yeah, Starlink's amazing. I mean, I'm in shock. No, I did not get Bongino's spot. That is true. They made a mistake not giving me that Bongino spot. Yep, Steve's on board. Steve Kane is here. I have no idea what the temperature is. I didn't check, but it's beautiful. I have the internet included with my cruise passage, so the ship uses Starlink. So everyone on board who has internet is using Starlink, and it's amazing because I'm on my iPhone right now. So I use it. I can call my wife at home. I can FaceTime my wife. I can live stream on YouTube. I've got it on my laptop. The price of the cruise varies based on what cabin you have. So, you know, you guys, if you call Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot, he'll give you pricing. But the next cruise, which we're going to announce later this week, is priced so well. Ian got like such a great, incredible price on our next cruise. We're going to a destination I've never been to before that I've always wanted to go to. I'll announce it when I get back because the people that are with us, they get first dibs at booking. But the price is incredible. Oh man, here comes the sun. There's the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. There we go. I know, it's a great view. I love it. I went right to sleep last night in about 3 seconds. Oh, the weather is perfect. Steve's doing great, Bert. No, we're not limited, but the ship sold out a few months ago, so that's why you got to book early. I am amazed at how great this Starlink internet is. I might get it at home as like maybe backup for when we have hurricanes and things, and sometimes internet will get knocked out. But this is really fast, and I've been using it on my laptop since yesterday. It's amazing to me that I can live stream like this, because on the last cruise, I really couldn't. This is the first cruise that I could live stream like this. And you got to have pretty fast internet to live stream. I have no idea. It's included in my cruise. You know. So, but on this is the first cruise. When I live streamed on the previous cruises, I was mostly in port and could get like connections from shore. And sometimes I'll watch on people on YouTube that are on other cruise ships that aren't celebrity, and I see them live stream. They can't even get a connection. So, but they don't have Starlink. We have Starlink. This, I mean, I want you to think about this: how brilliant Elon Musk is. Plus, he can land the rocket back on the launch pad it takes off on, which never gets old to watch. That to me is just blows my mind every single time. Doesn't it blow your mind away? Oh, $150 a month. And not only is this internet allowing me to do this, everybody on the ship is pulling off of it. So with everybody's pretty much up right now, right? So pretty much everybody on the ship is pulling off the internet right now, and look at how great this connection is. The internet before they had Starlink on the cruise ships, you could get online and do stuff, but it was not as fast as this. I mean, it's changed everything. No, they do not all have Starlink now. They do not. They do not. Ours does. But he's just a genius. And I was telling I've lost so much weight. This is my wedding ring from when I got married. I haven't worn it. I wear this on occasion, but I usually wear another wedding band. But this is, remember I told you guys that I'm down to the weight I was when my daughter was born, who's 26 years old this month. And I put my wedding ring on, it fit perfectly. This ring's been so tight for so long, but I've lost so much weight, I can wear my original wedding band, which is amazing. And so yeah, I've been telling you guys, I only have one hole left on my Apple Watch band. So if I lose any more weight, I'm going to have to get a kid's watch band. And then, of course, I've got the president on my watch pointing to the time for me. It's amazing. So on the cruise ship, you got this is the room key and everything. This pays for everything the whole week. Anything you need, you just swipe your card. It's all included. Got the drinks, everything included. Oh, I don't mind the trolls. Trolls counts as a view too, right? So the trolls are helping me, guys. That's right. Yeah, I don't eat too much in the buffet. The buffet is beautiful, and I will show it on the vlog at some point. But you can have breakfast and lunch in all the restaurants too, just like dinner. So I usually have lunch and breakfast in the restaurants. Have a nice sit-down meal. No, the drink packages are not that much money. Nope. Nope. I've got the drink package, but you know the drink package doesn't. It's not just alcohol. There's coffee's included. I've been drinking bottled Avion water. And the Avion water, I'll show it on the vlog. It comes in glass bottles. And let me tell you, Avion water in glass bottles taste so damn good. It's like I'm drinking from a natural spring. Welcome, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. And I'll be live streaming throughout the entire week, guys. And I'll show you different parts of the ship and everything else as well. Oh, yeah, my cat. It's like huge. You know, it's awesome. But I don't, you know, I don't want to show everybody the cabin right now, but I'll show you just to give you an idea of how luxurious this is. I'll show you guys the bathroom, okay? Just to give you an idea of how luxurious the cabin is, okay? This is the bathroom. This is, okay, here's my shower. Look at this. Just to give you an idea of how luxurious the ship is. Well, Celebrity Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean are the same company. This is much nicer than a Royal Caribbean ship. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. And there I am. Hey, guys. I know, isn't it nice? This is luxury. At its finest. And that is a big sink. I mean, my goodness, that's like a bathtub, that sink. You know, and you can see the floor is beautiful. It's just nice all around. I know, isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it? That's just, I mean, that's just the bathroom. So it gives you an idea of how nice the room is. And of course, not that I use it, but you know, got a big screen TV on the wall. My bed's right here. I got a king-size bed. Although it's hard to sleep alone because I'm used to sleeping with my wife, so it's, you know. And then I got this view. Yeah, of course there's a casino. I don't go to the casino. I don't gamble. Oh, yeah. No, Steve's not a casino guy. He's a sports bettor. Well, Trump's a sure bet. That's not gambling. Oh, yeah. That is beautiful, isn't it? Oh, man, I know. It's relaxing. Oh, the second term's better than the first term, isn't it? No, the judges are, this Judge Boasberg, you know, just said, Jimmy says the judges are doing their job. Where do you get this idea of judge is? There's basically one. This Judge Boasberg, just coincidentally, out of all the federal judges, gets every Trump case pretty much. Give me a break, you know? He's gotten, what, 4 Trump cases? Give me a break. They're supposed to be randomly assigned. You're talking about gambling. So they spin a wheel. It always lands on Boasberg? Are you kidding me? Come on. Just the fact that he's getting all these cases shows that he's corrupt. Yeah. It's definite lawfare. It's more of an insurrection. There's a breakfast buffet, but I will probably go to one of the restaurants and have breakfast. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to take off and go have some breakfast. Thanks for watching. I will be here throughout the entire week live streaming. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching.